Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans by wrestling fans on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort and commentary, Ashton. And this is the week in review. And it's been a pretty interesting week this week, but I'm going to come in hot this week both in terms of talking about one of the bigger angles going on in the company, that of course being WWE, and just also me being personally miffed. I begin with a question for everybody. Is Cody Rhodes one of the worst promos working today? And of course, I'm kind of, begging the question because by saying worst and framing it that way, my answer is yes. Dude, I fucking hated his promo on SmackDown last night. Like, this dude really is just running away with like worst talker of the fucking year because between the Gunther promo that you guys had me live react to, much appreciated, by the way. I definitely felt the love on that one. And then this shit last night where he's like, I'm not gonna walk away. And he does the little facial tics like he's Homelander, the little, mouth curl and shaking the head. And I used to do it for me, but I no longer do it for me. I do it for my little buddy in the front row. I do it for it's like fucking like I remember Cena's promos. And Cena's promos at times, yeah, could lay it on thick, but like John Cena, at least to me, had more of an aura of like that Superman Clark Kent type, which is why we'd call him Super Cena, right? Then Cody Rhodes, who it just comes off to me so goddamn try hard. And I hate it. I really I can't fucking stand it. His promos to me have just got to be the worst I'm hearing currently in WWE. I won't go industry wide. I'm sure there are worse promos than Cody if I'm being realistic. But for being a top guy, it's a rough listen, man. It really is. I will say, as far as the segment, because it was framed as Aldis demanding that KO turn over the Winged Eagle Championship. He said, this isn't a negotiation. You're gonna do this, or you're gonna face consequences. They have the segment conveniently, and I don't think incidentally, after Sami Zayn gets laid out by Temu Bloodline, Kevin's music hits as they're tending to Sami. I really hope that they don't circle back for KO Mania because I don't expect Owens, unfortunately, to be the champion, although I'm begging WWE to surprise me. I'm hoping that KO Mania is just a match with Orton because I do feel like that has legs to it personally. But Kevin Owens comes out with the title, which he looks fucking amazing with to me, and more or less says like, "This is my only bargaining chip. Why would I give this to you? I had Cody beat at Saturday night's main event. I was robbed. Give me a rematch." And then we get Cody's whole promo about, "Oh yeah, give it to him, Nick. It's my responsibility to take it back," and the whole try hard thing. I'm even leaving some stuff out that made me freaking gag. But then when Cody, this is what I loved about Owens, particularly in this promo. When Cody says, "Let's do a ladder match because it's about climbing," which it's a bit of a stretch, but whatever. Okay, we can talk about the stip more later if we want.
It is a stretch, but at the very least, it also complies with Kevin's "I don't want a referee screwing me out of what's mine" stipulation as well.
That is true. What I love about Kevin's reaction is normally the heel just really put over Cody or whoever the top babyface is, to be fair. Will have that look of fear, like, "Oh, I didn't know they wanted to go that far." I love that Kevin Owens smiles in Cody's face when he says it. He's smiling, he's licking his lips, he looks amped up, like, yeah, let's do a fucking ladder match. I love that. This is why really, I think when his career is done, Kevin Owens, for me personally, will be in my top 10, if not top 5, maybe even top 3, but that's stretching it a little bit, all-time favorite performers because I love everything this guy fucking does. I was reading the YouTube comments and they said, "Oh, they never should have turned Kevin Owens' face. He's so much better as a heel." Whereas for me, I don't think his face work gets enough credit because I always
Uh, John just cut out, and I'm hoping he didn't just lose internet. He's been having issues with his internet over the last few days. I would say actually since Christmas Day, honestly. It was the first time that we really started experiencing issues, unfortunately. So, yep, the call dropped, and I am just going to message him. Oh, he's calling me back right away. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I knew it was happening. I hung up immediately. What was the last thing you heard me say?
Well, you were talking about the Kevin Cody stuff, and you heard me respond to you about the idea that it was like, it's not a
Yes.
stipulation where a
Yes,
ref
that
can
that it
screw
fit
one
because
another.
Kevin didn't want a referee to screw him.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
that. And then did you not hear anything I said after
We
that?
might have heard something, but you didn't get very far.
I hate everything so much. Okay. So what I was saying was I love that Kevin,
Oh, he
when
smiled.
Cody like
He smiled at Cody, and you thought that was so cool because he wasn't running scared. He was like, "Yeah, let's do a ladder
okay,
match."
yeah, so you heard that part. And so what I was saying, and now I'm guessing this is part. Okay, yeah, and then Foster apparently did hear like Kevin's babyface we're not getting enough credit. That's
Yeah.
just my opinion
Thank
because a
you,
lot of people in the
Alex.
comments
Yes.
were saying like, oh, he's so much better as a heel. I think on the whole he's better as a heel, but I don't like people shortchanging his face work. But all of this to say that like, God, he's so good, and I'm so pissed he's not gonna win because he's so good. Um, then he gets more heat because afterwards he says, "Fine by me, put her there," and he actually goes to shake Cody's hand, and Cody's just looking at him like, "Are you fucking serious?" Um, and then like Kevin's like, fine, he kind of shrugs, and then Aldis goes to talk to Cody, and Kevin shoves Aldis into Cody, and then stomps on Cody's neck, and then he goes out. He says, "I'm the champion. I'm the champion. I'm the and then he like bashes his head against the title, which he does when he gets really turned up as a champion. I'm the champion. See you at the Rumble, bitch. I'm sold. I'm sold. Like, I wish Cody wasn't such a bag of shit because my God, would I like if you would put even Sami Zayn in this spot? I know I'm kind of tired of seeing those two.
Is this happening again? Holy shit. Damn. John's internet is having a lot of issues lately. I'm just going to hang up straight away and let him know that this happened because it's quicker, I think. Um, there we go. So I guess we can just wait for John to get back now. I really didn't think that this was going to be this bad, honestly. There we go. He's calling back again. Hello?
Hello again. If this happens the third fucking time, I'm going fucking postal because I build momentum to a point I want to make, and then I just get cut off by my fucking internet. Again, what was the last thing what you heard? Because it's hard for me to even keep track of where I need to like resume.
I heard you talk about Kevin headbutting the title when he's really amped up when he's a champion and
When
talking
he
about,
stands up, so I love the
yeah,
whole. So I'll try and speak more economically because apparently I need to fucking do that tonight. I just loved how he did the whole segment, and it just pisses me off that he's not going to win.
yeah,
And I'd be more okay with that if he was facing a better babyface. What
right,
I was gearing up to say
right.
is that if even if it was a Sami Zayn, even though I'm very tired of that matchup, like Sammy would be selling this shit fucking beautifully. If it was a Danielson, oh my God, I'd be dialed the fuck in. Cody just does nothing for it. Like, I think Kevin is doing some of the best work of his career with the worst babyface he could possibly be doing with. And I think that ultimately is my problem. But let me cede the floor before I get cut off again by my fucking internet. What did you think about this segment? And I know you don't care for ladder matches, so I'm guessing you're not too hyped for their Rumble encounter.
Well,
But
I would be, but we're pretty much of the same mind here. It's very much the same thing of like I love what Kevin's been doing, but Cody's just ruining everything, and the fact that Cody is most likely going to retain. And when I say most likely, I mean like pretty much definitely going to retain. Just completely kills any interest I would have.
yeah, yeah. I God, I am gonna really hate seeing Randall's fucking face. He'll
See, and
come
I
out.
love Randy. I love Randy. I think Randy Orton's great, but like it's what he's going to do when he shows up that's going to make me hate him.
And that's what I mean, because I
Yeah,
too, as a performer, as a person, he's pretty sus, and I'm not inviting him to the cookout. But as a performer, he is great. It's just I hate what he's gonna do to continue the program with Kevin
yeah.
because I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, why can't Kevin when he consistently does amazing work, when he's clearly a valued guy in the company that they gave Austin's last fucking match to, why can't he just get even a 3 month fucking title run? And again, this is the best work he's done in the main event scene since the feud with Roman.
Did you expect me to answer a question there, or did you just cut out? Oh my god, this keeps happening. This is really bad. I really don't know what we're gonna do about this. Did he automatically hang up? No. I'm wondering if he's gonna hang up or if I should hang up. Maybe I should ask him the next time we get back on here. There's the connection lost. Is he gonna call right away? No, I guess not. Well, okay. This is getting really bad though. I'd love to know what the fuck's going on with his internet. His internet's been so good for so long, and now all of a sudden it's just completely taking a shit. Oh man. Okay, this is not good. This is taking longer this time. Maybe he's looking at something. I wonder if maybe he's gonna like restart his computer or something to try and see if that fixes it or something. I don't know. Oh boy. Well, how's everyone doing in chat tonight? I know that Javaris uh, dealt with a bad storm tonight, but he's on the other side of it and he's doing well, so that's good to know. It's good to you're doing well, Javaris. That's wonderful. Oh man. John just said that he's troubleshooting this. Okay. Yeah, I really don't know what to even like suggest in this case. I mean, if you restart your router, you never know how long it's going to take for the internet to come back on, and restarting a computer can sometimes take a while. So yeah, there's no real quick fix, I don't think. So we might have to go off the air and just kind of restart in a few minutes. I don't know. I'm hoping not to, but yeah, Javaris, we don't know, man. A few days ago, I think we were like playing a game of like Brawlhalla or something, and out of nowhere, he was talking just like you heard it happen here 3 times now, and he just cut out. And then his character stopped moving, and then I saw a message on the game that said that he disconnected, and eventually he was able to call me back, and I was like, I don't know what that was about, whatever. So we just kind of wrote it off as like a weird fluke. And then randomly, it happened again the next night. Um, and yeah, this is the worst it's been though by far. It's never happened this many times this close together. This is crazy. But it is something that's a very recent development for sure. Oh, Super Blue, I know you're talking about that commentator, right? That sports commentator. Greg Gumbel. Greg Gumbel passed away today. Javaris, I really don't know, man. The only real change is that he's using a new controller that I got him for Christmas, but I don't see any reason why a 2.4 gigahertz Bluetooth connection would have any interruption on internet Wi-Fi at all. Like Can't imagine that would have anything to do with it. Maybe some tree limbs in the way or something. I mean, I have no clue, man. I genuinely do not know. He's calling me back. He's calling me back. Let's find out.
Hello.
Hey, bud. Did any
You
kind of progress get made there, or is this still probably going to happen?
It's still probably gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Are we still even live right now, or do we have to make a new
Yeah, we're
event?
still live. I've been talking to chat while you've been trying to fix this.
Cool. I do apologize, everybody. I mean, I know I did nothing wrong. It's kind of out of my hands,
Yeah.
but yeah, let's hurry this the fuck along. I was really excited to talk about like KO, but yeah, I pretty much said everything I could say, and whatever. Um, so yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Let's just roll right along. I know I started with like a SmackDown thing, but now I'm wondering if I should hop over to Raw, or if we should just do SmackDown and get that out of the way.
Dude,
I guess to go to the opposite end. Um, what? Do you want to talk about something?
no, I just have a weird sinking feeling and like a weird inclination. Try removing the dongle that came with your controller that I got you for Christmas from your computer and see if that prevents it from going out.
Sure. All right. Yeah, it's removed,
I don't think that'll make any difference. I really don't think it should, at least.
but
Um,
better safe than sorry, right?
yeah, well, because this only started happening when you first started using that controller, I know.
Hold on one second, because I think my sister wants to say something to me, so I'm gonna mute up, guys.
Okay, yep. Yeah, this is. I don't think that'll make a difference, but imagine if it did. That would be fucking crazy. Oh boy. Uh, you know what? While John's talking to his sister, and he was
All
just.
right, I'm back.
Oh, okay.
Um, Yeah, she just asked if she could help with anything, and I told her no. Like, cause like I troubleshooted, and I did two troubleshoots. One focusing on all the stuff, and then one focusing exclusively on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
And the second one, they're like, "Oh, we couldn't detect any problems or
yeah,
whatever." So cool. We're just gonna have to hope that this doesn't happen again.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to go to the opposite side of the spectrum with a segment that I thought was fantastic, and I know you did too, and I would want you to run game on this one. What did you think of Chelsea Green's U.S. Championship celebration?
Oh, she's great. I love her. She's a fantastic heel. I love that there was like a positive energy in general when Piper announced her and then she came out. The crowd seemed pretty supportive of her, and she managed to turn them around on her and get heel heat anyway. That was great. She's
Yeah.
just awesome. I love her. And then, Meechin comes out looking like a badass, takes out Piper because I mean, I think if you had to like go behind the scenes and ask the WWE's writing team, their creative team, who has a higher power level between Piper and Meechin, they would say Piper. But Piper was like in heels and a dress and not ready to fight, and Meechin was ready to fucking go. So that makes sense too. And then yeah, Meechin finds her way into the ring and she doesn't actually really do anything to Chelsea. She just kind of like knocks her off her feet and, takes a swing at her and she has to roll out of the ring. And I think Piper actually pulls her out of the ring. So they are kind of planting seeds that Piper is going to end up potentially maybe turning on Chelsea at some point. Because there was like a point during her celebration where she was talking about how she wanted to thank someone and it built up like she was going to thank Piper and then she thanked herself. It was pretty great.
Yeah, it was great. It did kind of put a damper on my idea, that, Piper would be the heel when they broke up and Chelsea the babyface. I do still think Chelsea has top babyface potential in the division. I think people could fall madly in love with her, if WWE really gave her the opportunity. But who knows? I mean, we're every so often in a feud, we're like, oh, maybe a double turn. And like, it'd be interesting if, like, while they were feuding, a double turn started happening, where maybe more people warmed up to Chelsea and turned on Piper. We'll have to see what they want to do. But I agree with pretty much everything you said. I thought this was great. I'm really happy that Chelsea has this because, and we've talked about it in the past. When a heel is a champion, that sells more because it's about the baby faces trying to knock them off the perch and, the chase. And Chelsea is just so good at what she does. This title is starting off on the best foot it possibly could.
Oh, well, I guess it has nothing to do with the dongle because there goes John's internet again. Oh boy, this is bad. It started happening before then, though. I know John was talking about the chase. I gotta keep that in mind. We might just not do this tonight, honestly, guys. We might just call it off here and try and do a 2 week review next weekend or something, because it should be easier to do since there are going to be recap shows this week anyway. Oh boy. Yeah, this is really rough. I don't think it's ever happened like this either. Normally when he has internet issues, he like gets robotic or he starts cutting out a lot. It's never just a straight up like cut off like this. John's typing now. Yeah. So John wants us to try doing this on Discord, which I'm fine with. So I'm going to unmute Discord and join him in a call. I am also going to set myself to do not disturb so that I don't get notified of anything. And then I am going to let him know I'm here, ready to go. And this should work. Join call. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I'm only since we're hypothesizing different things. You hypothesize the dongle. I'm even wondering if it could be like a Facebook call thing because
Yeah.
I don't see fully lose internet. Um,
Oh.
I I don't know because like yeah, usually it's like the globe that's kind of all empty and not filled in and not like the signals. But I didn't get that. Now to be fair though, I did disconnect with chat one time with YouTube, but I think that was because like I disconnected the internet or whatever. So I don't know. Let's just try Discord, and if you feel me dropping again, then I'll know that I'm
Yeah.
I'm just fine.
That's
We'll
fine.
do.
Yeah, that works. We're still live. I never took us off the air. You were talking about the chase with Chelsea and Piper and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it's just better that way. I'm sorry, guys. This is a pain in the ass. I'm suffering with you, believe me. But yeah, I love Michin and Chelsea's chemistry. Uh, honestly, to me, like I get why Cody and Kevin are doing a ladder match. I feel like Michin and Chelsea would probably have a better one though. Like I kind of wish they would have gotten that stippers on it because I want them to keep upping the ante in their rivalry. But we'll see. Maybe a false count anywhere would be fun for the two of them. But yeah, I agree with you. I love that segment. Let's see what else from SmackDown. Carmelo Hayes continues to be a dweeb, and he interrupted Sammy and was like, "Get off my show." And then they had a match, which was a fun match, but Sammy wins by DQ because then Temu Bloodline interferes, and I talked about that beatdown. Strowman tried standing up for Sammy with them. He also got laid out. So that preceded the Kevin Owens segment, which we already talked about.
Yep.
Um, Andrade and Nakamura. I know Andrade got a video package, seemingly like he's going to be facing Nakamura on the first 3 hour SmackDown, which I believe that's next week, correct?
I'm not sure. I am honestly not sure, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I believe it's next week. I'm just going to say it's next week. Um, Pretty deadly framed fucking Legado del Fantasma, Umberto and Garza.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? Because Street Profits, who I'm loving, by the way, I'm
Wait,
loving their
that's not
serious
Legado
edge.
del Fantasma, is it? Is it?
Well, I feel like as a faction they are right. It's still
Are
Legato
they with
because it's
Santos?
Umberto.
Oh yeah, I guess they are, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I feel like
Um,
everything's switched around because LDF used to be Raul and Toro del Cruz, but now are they with LWO now? Because everything's switched.
no, bro, LWO is still like reigns, but they're on Raw. LDF is Smack. This is still SmackDown.
No, but Raul Mendoza or Toro del Cruz or whatever, and Joaquin, are they with LWO now?
Yes, yes. Okay, now I see what you're asking. Yes, they
Yeah,
are.
so
Yeah.
they
Umberto and
switched.
Garza are with LDF.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, so now that we're good, yeah, just Street Profits. I've been loving their more serious streak
This match
and
was
just wanting
great.
to get
I
shit done.
enjoyed the hell out of this match.
This was absolutely fantastic. This was so good. I think the spot that really popped me was the double military press throw, I want to say, to Ford. I could be misremembering. And then I want to say that Umberto got the moonsault. I think it was Umberto because then Garza got the moonsault on the outside. I'm talking about the moonsault in the ring
Right.
because the height on that baby, chef's kiss. It was
Nice. Yeah.
fantastic. Um, but they lost, and it's like, God damn it. And I like Street Profits too. It's not that I'm mad that they lost. It's just LDF, again, as it relates to these two guys, are such a talented tag team. And yeah, that only came about because Street Profits were wondering who attacked them when DIY was able to conveniently take their tag title opportunity. Because let's not forget, they were supposed to face, that being Street Profits, the Motor City Machine Guns for the tag titles.
Yep.
And then, yeah, it's like, oh, they got taken out. Oh, but you need a tag title match, right? Let DIY step. And yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
did you
real
notice
convenient.
too, the one guy in Pretty Deadly was about to say Gargano, but the other one cut him off when he said Gar and made him change it, and he was like Garza. It was Garza.
I mean, they just want funding for that musical, man. And
Yep.
it's
They even had a segment later on in the night where Champa and Gargano were like confronting them about like, all right, what's the deal? We know you know it was us. What do you want to get out of this?
yeah, Ciampa's a very insecure, paranoid man. Uh,
And bald.
but
Don't
yeah,
forget bald.
yeah, God, him and Ricochet baldness be taking L's, man. We need to bring the sexy back.
Yeah, we need
Um,
more bald men with genuine confidence that aren't insecure about their baldness.
See, now where I struggle around this time of year, first of all, you're right. I just want to acknowledge that I heard what you said. But where I struggle this time of year is when is it too early to talk about Mania and when is it like a little late to talk about Mania because things are already set.
In my
Um,
opinion, anytime after like October, Mania is fair game.
so okay, well, we're in late December, so I'm in fair game territory. I really don't want because the tag team scene, at least on SmackDown, has a story right now, at least with the Profits and DIY. I don't want the tag match at Mania to be a hodgepodge on either brand, by the way. I just
Yeah.
want to make that clear. I'd like actual stories, one team beefing with another team. I would love if Mania really was just the Profits versus DIY. Or maybe, if the guns have some kind of changes, then maybe the guns versus Street Profits or something. But like, I don't want a whole division crowding out and then, oh, let's put a ladder or let's do this. Let's fuck that. Give me an actual feud. Give me meat on the bone, one team and another team. And I think SmackDown has the greater chance of doing that right now than Raw, just looking at where the scene is. Um, so yeah, that's interesting to me. I'm really rooting for Street Profits regardless, and then I'd like to see them run it back with Umberto and Garza, um, and those guys then winning the titles because they really impressed the fuck out of me. I mean, they've always been amazing, but they reminded me last night how great they are. And then working backwards, we'll just start with the whole first segment. We got a 6-woman tag, baby. It's Bianca, Naomi, and Bailey versus Tiffany, Naya, and Candice. Now, first we kind of are in Gorilla, and Bianca gets interviewed, says, we're still going to find out what happened to Jade, but I really appreciate Naomi stepping up. And Naomi's like, of course, girl, I got you. So I don't know. I still want it to be Naomi because what a fucking twist. But I think she's just so fucking adorable as a baby face that I don't like want to hate her because I'm like, oh, Naomi, you're so sweet. And then Bailey comes in and she actually fist bumps Bianca. I still wish they could have done their whole story. I'll always lament that, but it is cool seeing them on the same page. And then Naya comes out and she actually tries to put the sus on Bianca. Says, "Oh, Bianca, you're doing all this. You're doing this whole investigation, to take the scent off of you," which wouldn't be unheard of in wrestling. Let's not forget that when Shawn Michaels was assaulted back in 2002, Triple H was investigating the whole locker room only for it to be revealed it was you, Hunter. And then that
Yeah, but I
all
don't
that
think that
bullshit.
Triple H was in the middle of a match that he wanted to win to advance to win a potential championship while the assault happened.
Yeah, when did the assault happen? I think it was Triple H cutting a promo, and then he saw Shawn laid out in the parking lot. I think that's
Wait,
what it was.
really? That actually happened?
Yeah, like he was cutting a promo explaining why he pedigreed Shawn the week prior when Shawn thought they were going to reform DX. And while he was getting ready to like rationalize his behavior on the Titantron was just Shawn laid out in the parking lot bleeding.
Oh
And
my
it's like, and then
god.
he rushed
So
to the
it
back.
could have been but still though, it still doesn't make sense because Bianca lost the opportunity to win the US title and she potentially would have lost the tag titles if not for Naomi stepping up to the plate.
You're right. I need to be on my bullshit for 2 seconds because now that I'm thinking about the Shawn Triple H parallels, I need Jade to confront Bianca via satellite like Shawn did. Be like, "It was you, Bianca," and then Bianca just smirking and being like, "Girl, huh? You're damn
Oh
right
my
it was me."
god.
Yes, yes. No, it's gonna be Charlotte though, because here's the thing,
I still think it's
Bianca would
Naomi.
also. You still think it's Naomi? See, Naomi and Bianca would be fascinating choices. I feel like Charlotte is kind of the better choice because it's like, oh, I wanted to make an impact and I wanted to do it with Flair. You get it? Because the name, because Flair. And shut up. But yeah, of course, we're having fun with the storyline and we have passion for possibility and we're imagining things. But this is the world where they say, hey, yeah, your imagination, yeah, fuck it.
I
Yeah,
gotta be
put it in
real.
the
I think I would
bin.
prefer it to be Charlotte because we know she's coming back anyway, and then Naomi wouldn't have to be a heel.
I mean, yeah, I know nobody liked heel Naomi. I kind of rocked with her a little bit. She's definitely better as a babyface. I'm not gonna fight anybody on that. I know when I would lose a discussion for sure. Um, but I don't know. But see, though, I will say this. I do feel like this heel Naomi, relative to her first and only run as a heel prior to that, would have more meat on the bone because Umbra laid out the case beautifully to his credit. Like, she would have more of a legitimate gripe rather than I can't win this one thing. Like it goes deeper than that. It's about respect and relationships and this and that. So I'd be curious what she could do, especially now since she's gotten a lot more seasoning since then.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do agree. I mean, she's a phenomenal
Plus,
babyface.
she
Again, I'm
has a
not trying to
submission
fight that
finisher
issue.
now, so she wouldn't have to keep using the cross-legged or the split-legged moonsault as her finisher. It's like an impact thing. She could switch over and start using her submission.
Yeah, that is true. And Foster, I mean, as is expected from that handsome fucking face, makes a very salient point saying, for me personally, I wanted to be Charlotte. I feel like we've had way too many heel turns lately. And I am inclined to agree. Sometimes I want to say, who's writing this product? Me? But yeah, I mean, it would be nice if somebody was like, I didn't turn heel. I chose to be this way from the jump. And yeah, there you go. Plus it kind of works. I think while Charlotte came back last time she was a face, she's been gone so long, nobody fucking remembers that, except for the people that just watch way too much of this stuff and hold on to way too many grudges. So I fit the bill perfectly. So yeah, Naya blames Bianca. We do a whole
Dude,
thing. We
I
get her.
I just want
Yeah,
to say I think you were right about Messenger being the problem. By the way,
yeah. I mean, this is the longest run I've been on. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. There's still plenty of ball time left. But
I
fuck
just feel
Facebook
like
right now.
the frequency with which you were getting cut off on Messenger, if it would have happened by now, or if it was going to happen at all, it would have happened by now.
Yeah, and again, I did a lot of troubleshoots and they couldn't detect anything relative to my because I don't use an Ethernet cable,
Yeah.
obviously. So like when I actually diagnose like the right stuff, because like I said, the first test I did like all networks and stuff. So then obviously it's gonna come back with an Ethernet thing, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But focusing on it, they're like, oh yeah, no problems detected. We couldn't find anything.
Also,
So yeah,
I'm
that just leads
somewhat
me to
happy
believe.
to know that it
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the controller. Like that's a relief.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely. And it makes sense because when I have been hiccuping and having shit, I always have a Facebook tab open or something. And so I'm
Son of
like,
a
yeah, now granted, I
bitch.
have had actual internet hiccups, but I really do think it's just Facebook this time.
God
So
damn it,
fuck you,
Zuck.
Facebook. And I know. Sucks to Zuck, apparently. Or
Zuck.
Zucks to suck. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Zuck, you know what? Add Zuck to the list of billionaires crashing the fuck out right now.
Dude, they have a reckoning coming, believe me. And they're gonna bring it on themselves, because I'll tell you the shit I've been seeing. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Um But yeah, as far as the 6-woman match, it was fun. But I mean, the one big story beat was everybody was down, and Tiffany was like, "I just had a Tiffany epiphany. I could cash in," and she tries to. And then, by the way,
She
I'm a far
can't.
more adorable Tiffany Stratton. I know. Just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah,
But
obviously nobody was questioning that. Everyone had that in their minds.
so thank you. But yeah, she goes, and then Candace stops her, and Candace, being mean, malevolent mother Candace, was like, "No, no." And then Tiffany was like, you know, I want to be champion." And that is what she actually says. I know I'm taking artistic liberties a lot, but she does say, "I want to be champion." And I guarantee you, because Candace is wanting to cozy up to Naya, she's going to report that back to Naya because I'm not too sure that Naya heard that. And then Candace is going to be like, "Oh man, Naya, you need friends that aren't completely interested in your championship, like me," as she's slowly eyeing the championship. So yeah, I appreciate WWE's effort to try and make Naya interesting, but the better move would have been to just not push Nia Jax at all. So that's kind of my take on the situation there. Do you have anything you want to say about the women's scene on SmackDown?
I think that we've covered it pretty thoroughly. I think we can move on.
Yeah, I think Nature covered your face pretty thoroughly with excellence. Anyway, you want to talk about NXT next or SmackDown? I'll leave it up to you.
We talked
NXT or
about
Raw, excuse me,
SmackDown.
Raw.
Oh,
No, no,
I
I
mean,
caught myself.
why
Raw.
don't we talk about the AEW pay per view that's been going on all night?
Do we have to?
I think we should.
Wait. I'm just calculating how much I love you in this moment right now. I
How is
think I
that
love
even a
you enough.
calculation? What?
I know. I think I love you enough to do this. I think because I really want to fight you on this, but I'm like, no, you seem
We
enthused.
don't have to say
So
that much about anything. We can do very brief stuff here. So, uh, the Continental Classic concluded tonight and included Will Ospreay getting his win back against Kyle Fletcher, because I did tell you about the night that Fletcher beat Ospreay, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Okada beating Ricochet in a match where he did a running slap to the bald head.
Oh, nice.
He did a spot where Ricochet was sitting down like he was going to do like a shoot kick to Ricochet, but instead of just kicking him, he ran the ropes a bunch. Like he went like across the ring, and then he changed directions and went across the ring the other way. And then he just stopped and bent over and slapped the shit out of Ricochet from the back.
Oh,
I love Okada. Even in AEW, I love Okada. Um,
damn.
Mariah May retained her AEW Women's World Championship against Thunder Rosa in a Tijuana street fight.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, MJF retained the AEW Dynamite Diamond Ring against Adam Cole in a match where apparently MJF was getting cheered and Adam Cole was getting booed.
Because people remember who the fucking real heel and real face were in that dynamic.
And apparently after the match, the Undisputed Era reunited Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong, and they were getting booed for it.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Did AEW, because I am curious about this, and I know I was the one that wanted to just not talk about this at all, but I have to ask. Did they at least kind of go with the rhythm of the crowd and try and imitate it, like intimate a double turn, or
I
were they just
have
committed like
no
no
clue. I
babies?
have no clue.
It does make me kind of curious what the first promo post this show is gonna be. From either guy,
They're never.
MJF
I
or
don't think they
Cole.
are
But
ever going to try and turn MJF face again. Like if they had him as face as they did, and then brought him back as a heel, I feel like that's the definition of giving up on it.
which we know billionaires never do. All right, continue.
Takeshita retained the international title against Powerhouse Hobbs.
Okay.
Mercedes Moné retained the TBS title against Chris Statlander in a damn near 25-minute great match. I actually watched that match because Curtis was doing like his play-by-play stuff that he does in live wrestling discussion, and he said that that match was coming on next, and I found a stream and watched the whole thing, and I thought it was really, really good.
Nice.
The finals of the Continental Classic. Okada retained the Continental Championship against Osprey because Okada went into the Continental Classic as the Continental Champion and he won the tournament. So he literally just retained his championship that he went into the tournament with.
Oh, then that's Okada just being a boss, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
And the
fuck you,
main
Osprey.
event is Moxley defending the world title against Orange Cassidy, Hangman Page, and Jay White, and it's still happening right now, I think.
Okay.
Oh no, Moxley retained. Moxley retained. And apparently Copeland showed up after everything.
Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna put a wrench in Christian's plans, I'm sure.
Yeah,
He wanted to cash in so bad, and now Edge is gonna, excuse me, Copeland is gonna be like, no.
more like Nopeland.
You know what? Just for that, I think this whole like detour was worth it. That was amazing. Very well timed.
Awesome. All right.
Um,
So yeah, that's AEW World's End 2024, everyone. We covered it. Yeah.
excellent.
Proud of myself. How about you?
I mean, I'm always proud of you, but sure, I guess. I don't know.
I really want to watch Mercedes Hazuki from that New Japan Strong show. I think that has an opportunity to enter my match of the year list.
Hell yeah, brother. I mean, you're talking about two really amazing technicians in there. So I recourse back to the question I asked you originally before you want to take us on this detour for talking about
NXT
Raw next
or
or
Raw,
NXT.
right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Raw. We'll save NXT as our main event and have that be our fun. Yeah, let's talk about that last.
Yeah, I feel like NXT was a very simple, straightforward show, so that's fine with me. Raw, I'll tell you, man. We'll talk about this because it kind of bookends the show a little bit. Drew and Sammy did so great on this episode of Raw. I'm really proud of both of them. I was having a little bit of fun at Sammy's expense in the Discord with Sean, but I mean, I think he's fantastic. Drew comes out, and yeah, I mean, he's got his axe to grind, right? It's with people siding with Roman, much like Seth Rollins. He takes it one step further, and he does blame the people because you cheer for the guy that left you, that told you screw yourself. I was here, I fought for you, I fought for this company, and you immediately take him back, and I'm just treated like whatever. My family's in Scotland, and I don't just get to go home after every show, because they're across the world kind of thing. And so yeah, Drew is just thinking like I'm gonna do what I need to do for me now because nobody's really had my back. Sammy then comes out and man, he just has such a passionate rebuke to Drew's bitterness because he says, "Oh, everything you've gone through, I've gone through it too. I've been in the business. I think Sammy said 20 years. I know about loss. I know about the things that you've endured. And what was the one line he had that he said to Drew? Because I know this isn't exactly right, but he said something to the effect of, "Just because you're angry, it doesn't make you special." But I don't think angry was the word he used. But I really like that he just
Yeah.
said, Drew, this fetishizing almost that you're doing of your sadness, of your bitter, of your angerness, that doesn't make you special. And Drew listens to all this. See, I like Drew because he doesn't even make like a disgusted face or whatever. He listens very patiently to Sammy. He has Sammy go through his whole thing. And then he says to him, the anger doesn't just come from a place of pain. And that, what Sammy was saying was not the full truth. He said, Sammy, you get to go back home to your family, and the people of Boston will never leave Boston. Meanwhile, Drew says he can't see his family anytime he wants. Um, and that Drew told Sammy that he's heard that he isn't completely healthy, and that he saw Sammy's wife and kids in the back. And so, just Drew pretty much saying, because Sammy challenged him to a match, he's like, "You've never beaten Drew McIntyre," which you later verified, bro, in the Discord, and you saw that that was true
Yes.
by a large margin. Because even I think you took even like house shows and stuff, and it was like 17-0 for Drew and Sammy.
Yeah,
But
they
even when
did
you
have
took those
one
out,
draw at one point, so it was like 17-0-1. But yeah, even if you don't even include those and you just look at televised ones, it was like 10-0-1.
I think the number was like 11
Yeah,
and oh,
it
actually,
might
is the
have
number
been.
I
Yeah.
thought. Yeah, so I'm like, yeah. So first of all, thank you as always for verifying and doing your
Hell
research.
yeah.
Um, and thank you, Caster, because Caster thinks Sammy said just because you're mad, it doesn't make you special. Either way, I
Yeah,
love
that
the
is what it
line.
was. That's what I
Yeah,
saw too.
yeah, yeah. That I love that line. I thought Sammy's delivery of it was fantastic. And so Drew telling Sammy the truth, and I love that the heel has the facts on his side again because yeah, you verified it. Sammy has never beaten Drew, and if we had a better road to WrestleMania, by which I should say, if we didn't have a road to WrestleMania that I was so apprehensive of, oh my God, you're damn right you're doing this shit for the fucking world title and having Sammy finally beat Drew because I mean that is quintessential WrestleMania energy to me. But I digress. Sammy acknowledges, I'm not 100%. Maybe I should go home and celebrate the holidays, but I would so much rather do this. And he starts punching Drew. So Sammy, again, not to defend Drew too much, but again, here's a heel that's spitting facts and doesn't initiate the aggression. Sammy did.
Yep.
Drew shuts it down with a headbutt. Jay Uso soon comes out. I'm wondering if that's going to lead to a pay per view, whatever, because Jay and Drew, they've had this going on and off for several months, maybe even over a year at this point. I just feel like it's been a while that these two on and off have been kind of antagonizing each other. So Sammy and Jay clear the ring together. And then I'm just going to connect the circle here because our main event is Sammy versus Drew one on one. And I actually saw a highlight video of this because, they're kind of back in style a little bit. And it was great. I mean, Sammy selling the back and kind of selling his pain and just firing up. And I love the stories they told in this match. Like, for example, Sammy tried to do the slingshot cross body and Drew caught him. And the video I watched cut back to the other times that Drew would just kind of toss Sammy into the announce table. But Sammy like saw that coming and he just furiously elbows out of it. I love that. And then the ending sequence where Sammy actually gets the like capture like exploder suplex in the corner and he's trying to fire up for the Holuva kick, but the back gives out. But then he's trying to fire up again. And he's like beating on the people, like, come on, we can do this. And then he runs right into a Claymore in the fucking face for Drew to win. And like again, Sammy loses again.
Yep.
I think the closest thing I've seen to this or that I've heard about with this is like Tommy Dreamer and Raven bullshit in ECW. Because Paul Heyman, when I read years ago, when I was in grade school, the history of ECW or whatever, and Paul Heyman, I think, was either the author or he was like a ghostwriter of it or whatever. He talked about how it was important for Dreamer as the babyface to never beat Raven. I think he finally did at one point for the ECW title, but like up until then, like Raven always had Dreamer's number. Very similar energy here. I would not be surprised. I should say, I'd be very pleasantly surprised if Sammy's first win over Drew would be for the world championship.
Yeah.
Like I just have that vision in my mind and it's just so perfect and so beautiful and so fucking cathartic. But these guys, man, their chemistry. Sammy is like the underdog from the underground, as he used to call himself, and I feel like he's kind of
Yeah.
supplanted Danielson as the ultimate underdog in pro wrestling. He's just so fucking good at it. And Drew, he's built like a brick shit house. He's always going to be believable, always. And so when he claymores Sammy in the face and wins again, it's like, damn, man. It's like, when is Sammy gonna get that dub? In fact, let me put you in the hot seat because we played that little game on Q&A predictions for 2025. Do you think Sammy finally beats Drew in 2025?
No.
You don't think
And
so?
frankly, I'm
That
kind
is
of stoked
wild.
about it.
Why you sounded stoked even when you said it. That wasn't a no. That was a no. Like you were about it, man. You were like, nope, not happening. That's crazy, man. I was inclined to say yes, but you have me second guessing myself. Damn. I'm gonna put myself in the hot seat. It's only fair that I answer a question that I imposed on you. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna fall on the side of optimism. I'm gonna say Sammy's finally gonna do it in 2025, but man, it ain't gonna be fucking easy.
It never is,
when
right?
he
It's Drew
dude, when
McIntyre.
he yeah, I mean, dude, if Sammy does, and I'm not even saying next year. I'm
I
just
would
saying in
love it
general.
if he did for the title.
Yeah, you and I are in complete agreement about that. That's how it should be. Because I was getting ready to say, whenever Sammy beats Drew, and I even have to wonder if we have to ask if he ever beats
Yeah.
Drew at this point. They better set the stage fucking perfectly for that shit. Because if that doesn't get pop of the year, you did something wrong somewhere. Somebody did something wrong somewhere. Because they really made it explicit with this. And I don't know if you make something explicit unless you have the intention to do something with it. But kudos to these guys, man. What a fun TV match. Drew again is just such a believable heel. The idea that Sammy has an obstacle, like, this is so much better. Do you remember when they tried to make Braun Strowman Sami Zayn's obstacle? And like that just to me, like they never really took full advantage of that. And then Kevin, we know is always gonna, but he's more than an obstacle to Sammy, right? He's also the friend and the enemy, the frenemy, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I like that Drew is just a legit obstacle for Sammy, and it's just so compelling. Like, yeah, I'm about it. I'm all into it. So after this, Temu Bloodline hit the ring. Man, they have been just attacking everybody associated with Roman, and Roman could not give a single fuck. Roman is just so unbothered. It's like, oh yeah, Sammy Uso got his throat thumbed again. My tribal chief, what's going on today in the world of the island of relevancy? Like, dude, get off your ass. Where are you? The fuck? Jay Uso, meanwhile, once again comes to Sammy's aid, which is why they're one of my favorite relationships in pro wrestling today. But Jey Uso also gets laid out. And Drew surveys the scene and he's like, you know what? We're going to maintain that truce. And he leaves, and the smirk on Drew's face as he leaves Sammy and Jey Uso to die. I mean, look, when I used to say, because the frequency of me saying it has gone way down, when I used to say, I fucking love douchebags, I think my thirst was imagining the chiseled fucking douchebaggery of Drew McIntyre. Or douche McIntyre, if you prefer.
I think I do prefer that. Yes.
Douche McIntyre is he's the chosen one and a lot of fun, baby. Because I'll tell you, I'm swooning hard seeing him abandon people and ruining lives. I shouldn't find it this enjoyable, and it definitely speaks to something broken inside of me, but god damn if it isn't wonderful. So yeah, Solo lays them both out. He's thinking he's menacing. Um, yes, Foster, we're absolutely sure, because let's keep in mind that Sammy betrayed Kevin first. Again, actually, because now it seems to be Sammy emotionally betraying Kevin more recently, but I digress. We're done with SmackDown. But yeah, Temu Bloodline stands tall. So now we got to pad out the middle of Raw. Io won the triple threat to advance in the Intercontinental Championship tournament. I have to wonder if she's just going to snuff Dakota out in the finals and rob Dakota of her dream.
Dude, I
Be like, sorry,
know. That
Dakota.
is my biggest fear in this fucking tournament. Anyone, like, I am terrified that Io, being as amazing as she is just going to win the US title or the IC title, I guess it would be. Like, girl, you're better than this. What are you doing?
Yeah, and really, like, Dakota wanted this so much. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm doing the damage because I'm always in control. No, Io, it was supposed to be a factional thing. A factional thing. But no, Io, I think it's about to ruin everybody's dreams. How my dreams were already kind of dashed. Kyrie didn't even get a chance to fucking compete. God, it's tough being a Kyrie Sane fan out here. Um, I'm gonna retweet what you posted on Blue Sky because I just signed into my wrestling one for the first time in a
Nice.
while. Utami Sari is gonna be fucking incredible, bro. I am so fucking hyped for that. Jesus Christ. Um, yeah, so yeah, I'm happy for Io, and Io is consistently one of the best women's wrestlers just in the fucking world right now. So it makes sense why WWE would push her, but like this goes back to a problem I've had for years. And again, I think you could even see us talking about this problem in the archives because it's just, one of the perennial problems of pro wrestling. It's can you make feuds or stories that don't involve championships? And like, I don't know, either keep Io in the main event conversation or have her beef with somebody. I'd love if because Pure Fusion Collective, I still cannot take that name seriously, by the way. Since they've been fucking with Damage Control, why don't Io and Shayna feud for a little bit? Get the two really good workers in that fucking faction together. Something. I don't know. I really thought that this was Dakota's story, and it still might be. Maybe Io will put over Dakota. We don't know for certain. But the idea that you're even using
Io shouldn't even beat Lyra. Lyra should beat Io in the semis.
I do agree with you on that, and actually, thank you for reminding me that that is the semis, because I am low-key expecting Lyra to win, so maybe we have nothing to worry about. Maybe it'll just be Lyra and Dakota in the
Yeah,
finals.
Lyra beat Io in her first ever match against her, but Io has since gone 2-0 against Lyra. Io is currently 2-1 against
Yeah.
Lyra. Lyra should tie that series up at 2 and win against Io in the semifinals, straight up.
Yeah, I definitely love the TV feud they have going. I know I said that in Discord, but I wanna say it again here for posterity.
Yeah.
They, are doing really well with that. And then if you wanna have a match for the Women's Intercontinental title, Lyra versus Io, I'd even love 2 out of 3 falls. I mean, fuck, let them just work. I mean, that's a work rate type matchup, and they would kill it. So, like, yeah, and then Foster said, or Lyra could just win the whole thing. I'd be fine with that too. I just know that Dakota really, really wants it, and, she's really kind of been through a lot. So,
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't
like,
be
let's
overly upset if Lyra won. I just definitely know that more people are rooting for Dakota.
yeah. So, I want to talk about that later, so I don't want to talk about that right now. Dexter Loomis beat Miz by DQ. Cool. I'm starting to cool off on the Wyatt Six a bit. If they are going to be doing
You
stuff
know
in New
what
Day, that's
though?
when I'm going to be
I
diving
feel
back the
like
fuck
it's
in.
less like we are cooling off on the Wyatt Six and more that the booking is cooling off on them.
Yeah, this feels like pretty mid stuff for them to do. Like, I don't
Like
know.
it feels like nothing for them to do. It feels like they're not doing anything at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, when you're working with a Karrion Cross faction, it's practically the same thing.
That's
So,
pretty much what I'm saying. It's like
yeah.
we got a Dexter Loomis singles match and it felt like nothing.
Yeah. That's a problem.
Yeah.
So, we have problems in Judgment Day because Phineas is very flustered. I mean, to
Flustered
use his own words,
Phineas.
yes. So to use his own
I'm
words
sorry, I
against
don't
him.
amuse you. I'm sorry.
No, well, no, it just it's fine. So he says to JD, I don't know what happened. I was supposed to have 2 titles. Now I have none. Like, so at least he knows how counting works and how
That's funny.
subtraction works.
Stupid sexy Phineas.
That did pop me. Okay. Now we're back on track. Um, So, yeah, like, he's all dismayed, and then Liv, who I thought she was in a secret steamy relationship with Finn, now I don't know what the fuck is going on. She's poking the bear, because he's like, "Oh, where were you guys? Where was my family?" And Liv's like, "Oh, well, Finn, we wanted to listen to you, and you said that you got it, so, it's like, damn, Liv, still over there with your championship."
I love that.
Um
Was so well written.
Dude, she is a massive troll, and I'm here for it though, because like Finn was getting look. I love Finn Balor, so if anybody has the right to say it, I think I do, because I've come to the man's defense many times, and I've advocated for him to win the world title again many times. Even I can say he got a little big for his britches when he started saying, "When we listen to Finn, we all win." Okay, okay, because that always works well. Every group that's like, "Oh, there is no leader," and then you start saying shit like that, totally ends well. Just ask the
Mm-hmm.
core. Uh,
The
fuck.
correlation.
Oh god, I like their theme music though, because they did that whole jazz version of End of Days. That was sick shit.
I
Um,
feel end of days.
yeah, yeah. So you get it. But yeah, they do that whole thing, and then Dominic. See, now Finn. I want to defend Finn, but then I hear Javoris in my head
Why?
being like, "Oh, he's just an insecure little bitch," because he is. The writing's starting to make him that way, because Dominic's like, "Look, I'm gonna go talk to Adam Pearce and we're gonna figure this out." And then Finn's like, "What? You saying you're better than me?" Like, Finn, relax. What are you doing? Literally, what are you doing? Um. So yeah, like I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know how this is gonna go at all. I'm starting to think that Finn's just gonna get excommunicated, but like, wouldn't
Oh,
that make Judgment Day the baby face? Because like, I don't know. Finn's not really sympathetic right now.
not if they
I'm not.
excommunicate him in a heelish way.
That is true, but then, God, JD would have 6. I don't want Finn to take JD with him. I want Finn to be away from him. Oh God. But yeah, that whole thing, and then that leads to Dominic versus Damian Priest. Damian Priest wins, I think, pretty decisively. Actually, later in the show. Actually, no, it's by DQ. Because Finn Balor attacked him. It only went 3 fucking minutes. And then yeah, like War Raiders and Priest kind of stood tall, because then they came out to help Priest. And I just want the definitive Priest Balor singles match so that we can move the fuck on from this. Um, and yeah, so we'll see how much longer they drag this out. Finally, we're circling back to American Made versus Alpha Academy. Let me ask you, man, because I always like taking your temperature on this kind of stuff. You know that they haven't touched this in a while because first it was American Made and Y86, and it was American Made and LWO. And in the meantime, Alpha Academy got an upset win over New Day. Do you still care about this feud? Do you feel like Otis and Gable could still have legs as a singles match, or are you just past the point of
I'm
caring that they
excited
lose
about
you?
Otis Gable next week. Yeah, I hope it's good.
I hope it's good too. I think it will be good. They're both great at what they do, so I don't
I
see
feel
why
like
it
the
wouldn't be good. But
story is kind of dead. But the
yeah, that's kind
match
of what
is
I'm driving
still.
at.
I'm
Yeah.
still excited for the match. So maybe that just makes me a sicko.
No, I don't think it does. See, why I like consulting with you and your beautiful face is because I feel like you're better at empathizing with the casual viewer than I am. Like I feel like I'm too stuck in my
Oh,
ways, and so
thanks.
I'm very old and in the way. But
So am
yeah, I
I.
think.
We have that in common. We're twinsies.
Oh my god, thanks. But no, I think you encapsulated my thoughts perfectly, man. It's like the story is dead, but the match should still be good. And it's a shame though, because the story you had a chance to make Otis, I think, one of the top baby faces on the Raw brand,
Yeah,
personally,
they've
without
passed up
people
on that
getting yeah.
opportunity at every single opportunity they've had it.
I know, dude.
Remember
Why
when
is it
Otis
when
was Mr. Money in the Bank?
I know, like, I need to ask something here because I know that, like, I'm 95% of what's wrong with me, but I need to understand something here. Why is it when I want to do good things, and I mean genuinely, like, I want to support the baby faces, I want to affirm love, I want to affirm friendship. Why is it the universe tells me no? Like, can we not acknowledge that on some level I too am a victim here? Because like this is some bullshit. I like Otis a lot, man. And I think he could be a top face, but the company's just like, the thing about that is you're wrong. And the other thing about that is fuck you. And the other thing about that is don't ask again. And then I'm
Bitch.
like, "Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you. That was perfect." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay. I'm really, really sorry for trying. I won't do that again."
Good.
Um, yeah, so
I'm still impersonating the company, by the way, just to be clear.
yes, yes. No, that's understandable. I know you would never hurt me. So, yeah, then, kind of tying everything together, I guess, with Dom, even though this came beforehand. Oh yeah, I only mentioned Alpha Academy and this and stuff because Chad beats Tozawa via the ankle lock, and then yeah, finally Otis steps up. They're gonna do it. I don't know, man. Like, it's a shame that like they cooled off and then they're trying to hop back on because if there was a consistent narrative thread here, granted the storyline would have ended much sooner. This might have been a candidate for my storyline of the year, and in fact, low key still is just for what they did do to it because the crowd was popping so big for Otis to stand up to Gable. I'm curious what the crowd reaction is going to be for this match, or if it's just going to have no heat again because the story's dead and people are just going to think that this is just another match, which is a shame given the caliber of worker involved in this. Um, but after that segment, we did have Dom going up to New Day and saying he didn't like Big E, but what they did was just so even Dom is like, "Oh, what you guys did was what? That is bad." Uh, when Dominic Mysterio is telling you, who has called his father a deadbeat and betrayed him at every turn, "Hey guys, what you did to E, too far." I mean, holy shit.
It's so true.
If that's not forcing you to be like, "Jesus, is this I don't know what is." Woods, who again I've been loving as a douchebag lately, called Dom, quote, a broke ass Tom Selleck, to which Dom replied, which is why he's a guilty pleasure of mine, Tom Selleck wishes. Jesus fucking Christ, is this Nirvana? I don't know. But I thought that was great. But then talking about New Day, Kingston again, still wearing that Majin Buu fucking necklace. It's intentional, people. I'm really starting to believe it. They come out and they again really can't get much words in edgewise. They go after commentary. They go after Barrett for being behind the desk and saying that that's something him and E have in common is that they're both retired. And actually, no, the way Woods said it was, what you and E have in common is you're not man enough to lace up the boots again. Damn. So again, this all has to lead to something. And I'm telling you, if it does, I will make it the front runner for storyline 2025. Because if you're doing this to reintroduce Big E back into the ring, nothing's going to touch that for me. Or if it is, it better be fucking cinema. Because I have missed Big E terribly. I know when I hear that music hit for him to compete, I am going to cry. Foster is probably going to cry. Javaris is probably going to cry. You might even get Misty. I don't know. It's going to be emotional for all of us. So this better be fucking doing something. Because you got Kofi wearing the necklace. You got Woods straight up saying that Big E isn't man enough. So they're still antagonizing him. Even after the whole you broke your neck, so what? Which, like, god damn. Um, again, if it's not paying off to something, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But then Kofi, because the crowd is just booing them, he goes and he apologizes to his mother, who is in the front row, and the mom walks away from him, and the crowd pops for the mom leaving them. I'm actually surprised Kofi's mom wasn't chanting that arena. I thought this was a great segment, man. What did you think about this?
Yeah, I fully agree. It was awesome. It was great.
They're
Um,
doing great stuff here, man. It's just got to
yeah,
pay off.
yeah, that's my big thing. They're producing fantastic television, but if Big E can't actually come back and return to the ring, it's all for naught because like you're a fucking scumbag.
Bro, Big E should come back. This is just my opinion, okay? Because I can at least be honest myself how wrestling, in my opinion, should go most of the time. Big E should beat the shit out of Woods because he is a little shit right now. Just beat the shit out of him. Look at Kofi, rip the necklace off of his neck, and then the moment that necklace is gone, Kofi's like, wait, I was under the influence. No, and then he beats the shit out of him anyway. Because you know what? No, you don't get to use occult forces as a fucking excuse. You're taking this fucking beating. So yeah, I want Big E to shove his boot on both of their asses, but Kofi's the first one to reform because he's like, oh, I guess Woods was wrong. Yeah, you think? The guy that never won a singles championship just being angry and bitter about something and lashing out? Who'd have thunk? I mean, I love Woods, but I mean, just being real here. Um, oh my God, Foster, if that's true, I'm so sorry because I'm not disappointed in you. I couldn't be more proud of you if I tried. Um, so yeah, I think that was essentially Raw. I think we talked about everything important. So now let's get to NXT.
Oh baby.
And I want to talk about the thing that I'm most hyped for, and I want to get kind
Oh.
of your temperature on
Can
it.
we save that and talk
OT.
about the thing that I want to bitch about first and get it out of the way and then move
Oh,
on to the good stuff?
sir, absolutely. What do you want to bitch about?
Lexis King won the Heritage Cup this week.
Well, I wanted to bitch about it too, but you go first.
I'm so fucking angry about this. Like, we even have people in our own Discord being like, oh, well, at least now Charlie can move up in the card. And I'm like, okay, but like, you realize that you could have moved Charlie up the card without putting his previous title on a fucking shitter, right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like people don't fully embrace the concept of a written show, the idea that like pro wrestling is scripted and that the things that happen because there's somebody or several people in the back that want it to happen. Because like Lexus King being pushed to the point that he wins a championship is intentional. It is part of an agenda, somebody's agenda. I don't know whose. Maybe it's HBK. Maybe there's someone else back there. Maybe it's Triple H. I don't fucking know. But like, I'm never gonna understand it. Never in my entire life will I understand why they've made an active decision to push Lexus King. And like, it kind of feels similar actually to like back in the day when Triple H was pushing Zoe Stark needlessly, and she's still around and still getting TV time and still doing stuff and might even end up being our first ever women's intercontinental champion. Like, people are going to be like, oh, well, she's not really getting pushed because she's not doing this or not doing that. It's like, no, no. TV time is a push. And like, Lexus King's been getting a lot of TV time, and now he's the Heritage Cup champion. And like, there is no way, oh, for fuck's sakes, there's just no way that you can like erase him from the history books. He is and will always be the Heritage Cup champion, a former Heritage Cup champion. Like you just can't take that away from him. I just hate it so much.
I I co-sign, and look, to be a bit more balanced here, my personal dislike for King aside, I just don't like it as a narrative beat. I get that NQCC has been more comedic lately. I don't want them to go full comedic though. Like one thing I loved about them was that I think they walked that line between being funny but being so legit at the same time. Um, and I don't want the scales to tip. I mean, if they are going to tip, I'd rather they go just the more legit way. But I actually like the balance they've struck. It's nice to have a little bit of levity with really amazing technical wrestlers. That aside, when you look at Lexus King's story is like, oh, I want to be a better man than my father. I want to try and do things the right way. Like you'd think that it would be legitimately earning it, right? Like it would be being put through the paces by Dempsey, who we know is very like aggressive, very vicious technically, whatever. But King endures, he's resilient. Maybe he catches Dempsey in a cradle or something or wins. I don't like that he won just because I'm not a Lexus King fan. But even being or trying to be unbiased, I don't see how this is a good narrative beat for King's story because you want to earn shit. And like, it's not necessarily that he cheated for it or anything like that, but it was like happenstance. It was like just a weird occurrence that benefited King. And not to mention too, and again, this is just speaking more for me personally as a fan and reintroducing my bias back into the discussion. I do think this depreciates the quality of Heritage Cup matches. I was really enjoying Charlie with that cup. I still think his best defense was against Tony D'Angelo. That was really
Yeah,
good.
that was
But
awesome.
now, like, I do think King does work better as a babyface, like in the ring for me personally. But to say that like it's anywhere on the level of what Dempsey's been doing, like that's a bridge too far for me. So I hated this too, man. Really, it was rough being an NQCC fan on this episode of NXT, and the only reason I'm more forgiving of the four-way tag match that Tavion and Miles lost was because of who won, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, I don't blame you, man, for feeling this way, and I also got to say again, being biased, I just feel like this is a waste of William Regal too. Like I get why he's there. I get that. Yeah, he's Charlie's dad, but I don't know. I just feel like this isn't the best use of him. Just to be kind of part of the gag with Lexus King lucking into this cup. Um. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Charlie just immediately gets it back in a proper rematch, which I feel he should. But then if Lexus just beats him for it legit, why couldn't you just have the initial win be legit? Because again, from a narrative standpoint, I feel like that would have been better for King and for people that like King, the intellectuals. So yeah, I didn't like this either, man, on any front. And I'm gonna need NQCC to rebound hard in 2025 because this was rough.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I
after
appreciate you pointing out that I was being extremely biased, but I'm going to keep being biased and just keep talking about how awful I think Lexus King is. Like,
Oh no, dude, that's fine. Because no, I mean, again, on the bias side, I do agree with you. I just wanted to more make the point that even from a more objective bird's eye like kind of view that you would try and have, I don't see how you really justify this given King's personal story. That's my problem. It's like want to earn that shit outright. But then again, if they have him earn it in the defense, it's like, well, then why couldn't you just do it, with the win? But it's whatever, I guess. Um, Stephanie Vaquer and Cora open the show. Vaquer remains undefeated on NXT. She wins. It was a pretty straightforward match. Nothing really to write home about. So that was whatever. And then after the match, Kalani went after Cora. And yeah, and then Vaquer kind of went in and kind of stopped Jordan. And, because I guess maybe she thought Jordan was going a little postal there. I don't know why she would stop her, but, that's whatever. Tony D'Angelo's family talking backstage. And yeah, apparently, they were thanking the Don for getting them a spot because it was Stax and Luca were going to be in the four-way for the number one contendership for the tag team titles. So they thank the Don for getting the spot, and it is what it is. And yeah, they're just kind of game planning for it. And then we get Heritage Cup, which we already talked about, so we don't need to talk about that. Then we get Fatal Influence versus the Unholy Union. Unholy Union win. Not really much to say about that. I don't really care for Unholy Union at all. In fact, I do just want to see though who ate the pin. It seemed like Jane ate the pin.
yeah,
So that
she
might
did.
continue.
Yeah, they
Jane,
actually
yeah.
protected Jasmine Nix.
Okay, okay, that's really cool.
I thought
That's
that
really
was weird
cool.
as hell. I thought, I mean, it was
Uh
funny because I know you know that we like to kind of poke fun at JC Jane a lot in the chat, and in the Discord and stuff, and especially Javaris. And I pointed it out to him, and he thought it was hilarious. But yeah, they actually had JC Jane the pin here. I think that's very interesting.
Yes. Zarya and Solruka were backstage, kind of hashing out what happened last week. Izzy Dame interrupted to say she knows better than to team up
Uh,
with anybody. They finally give Izzy Dame something to do, and it's Ty fucking Spears, bro. What the fuck? Um, so yeah, Ty Spears still trying to recruit Dame, who told them again, leave me alone. So we can confirm Ty Spears as a character doesn't respect boundaries. Totally classy, because Izzy Dame told them to leave her alone the first time. Really cool, really cool. It's not like we keep telling you to get a job and stay the fuck away from her, and really everybody, because your faction fucking sucks. After this, we get Ashanti the Adonis versus Dion Lennox. So we get some black excellence on this show big time. And yeah, it seemed like a pretty straightforward match. Nikita shows up at one point to support Ashanti, which was funny. But yeah, Ashanti seemingly didn't want her to be there. Dion makes a little bit of a comeback. But then Adonis kind of shuts that down. And he gets a pin on Dion. Apparently, the match was about 5 minutes, according to the blog that I'm reading. Kudos to GJRWrestling.net. So it was a very short matchup, unfortunately. I think these guys could cook if they were given more time. But yeah, afterwards, Nikita kind of raises Ashanti's arm up. God, I really just don't like Nikita, but Carmen's just been so awful as a character in this. I don't really know. Maybe being single is just the answer for everybody in this feud. I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Carmen and Dion would be a
Uh,
cute couple.
who would be?
Carmen and Dion.
That would be one hell of a twist, right? If Carmen was just starting with Ashanti and then ends up with Dion, and then Ashanti's right back at square one, or maybe just ends up with Nikita. I don't know. Um, So then Shotzi, Gigi, and Tatum, they walked up to Kate and Carter and had a chance to chat. The Meta Girls, Lash and Jakara, they show up. They exchange words with Carter and Chance. And so, yeah, they also argued with Shotzi, Gigi, and Tatum. So I don't know. The Meta Girls are just they're wanting to beef with everybody. I kind of dig it, but I'm like, I don't know. You might be spreading yourself a little too thin. And yeah, they did a video package of Roxanne hyping up her match with Julia January 7th. I'm excited for that. Should be a lot of fun. Uh, they did an interview with Lexus King afterwards. He said he knew he could do it. You didn't. King said he proved he was a man of integrity. You didn't. Who didn't need shortcuts to win? You didn't. King said he felt like a huge weight had been lifted off his shoulders. It hasn't. Uh, so there we go.
Wow, amazing. Proud of you, bud.
Th- thank you, sir. Fucking Ethan Page, Jesus Christ.
Hey, at least it wasn't as
Ethan
bad as
Page.
last week.
Yeah, at least it wasn't. He talked about that the person to blame for his heinous act is Evans himself. Of course it is. Page said he had to
Victim
hear.
blaming is the best.
Yeah, Page said he had to hear about Evans Stein about how great his year was, and now Evans has to eat through a straw. Page claimed that last week was the highlight of his year, so he thanked Evans for helping Page find his smile by taking Evans' smile. You're a fucking tool. You're a waste of a paycheck. There have got to be better free agents. I mean, my God, just rehire Trevor Lee and give him another shot at the fucking ball, and maybe do it better this time. Better than Ethan's
He's like
fucking
a
ass.
decade younger.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's just everything's just so much better. And then, in our main event match, I emphasize match because our main event segment was some fucking bullshit. Our main event match was the tag four-way OTM are your number one contenders, but also in the same match, we're gonna be doing Tony D feuding with fucking Rich Holland. Rich
Oh yeah,
Holland was
that's
dressed
right.
as
Ridge showed
Santa.
up. That's right. Yeah.
He dressed as Santa. He grabbed Tony. He redeemed him. So
I
pretty
did
much saying he had
admittedly
to redeem
find
him.
it hilarious.
So did Rich Holland because he laughed as soon as he took the disguise off. He
I
popped himself.
the crowd really did chant for him. They chanted Santa Claus without realizing that it was Ridge. It was fucking funny.
I personally am proud of Ridge for being able to pop himself without staring at his hands. That tells me that things have gotten a little
He's
less creepy,
growing.
and that's nice. It is. Yeah, yeah.
He
He's
is.
definitely growing something. Um,
What?
I don't know. So yeah, OTM is number one contenders. How do we feel about it?
Pretty amazing, honestly.
I mean, not as amazing as your face, but I am inclined to
Are
agree.
you sure about that?
I am sure about it actually.
Well, that makes both of
I'm
us.
1000% fucking positive about it actually, yeah.
Wow.
So,
Well, I appreciate your confidence about my face.
I you're welcome. I will say they did an NXT like exclusive backstage segment thing on the YouTube channel where Jada Parker was congratulating them, and I love that these three are still riding with each other. I love that they don't have to be joined at the hip to be riding with each other. I think that's very refreshing. Because yeah, she was very proud of him. She said, "Way to get the dub," and yeah, they said like, we don't sweat Axiom or Nathan. Their numbers up. They got it coming. So I like it. OTM is not sweating the tag champs, despite how fucking dominant they've been. Even when one's got bruised ribs and the other one's got a busted fucking face. Which, in the words of the greatest attorney all time, David Otunga, what? If you ask me, it's an improvement.
Oh my
Um,
God, Bestie, you're
so
so right.
thank you, God. But yeah, I'm rooting for OTM. I think these guys have grown a lot since the first time I saw them challenge for the tag titles, which I think was actually against Tony and Stacks.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've gotten a lot better. Their shit's looking clean. I think even back in that match, they really understood the tag team fundamentals. They're a solid fucking team. I would not be opposed at all if they beat Praxium. I mean, I'd prefer NQCC, Tavion, and Miles. They're like my
Yeah.
number one pick. But OTM, I think, is actually my number two. I'm like, give it to them.
Nice.
Fuck. I want to care about tag team wrestling again, and the
Yeah,
dweebs aren't
right.
making me fucking do it.
Yeah.
But speaking of dweebs, I want to apologize to everybody that thought we would get an all black excellence main event at New Year's Evil. We're not, because now Eddie fucking Thorpius has entered the chat, and wow, it hurts. It fucking hurts. So yeah, pretty much Trick cuts a promo. He wanted to address what happened last week. Obafemi interrupted immediately because even he could smell that this was a bunch of bullshit. And when the God King says something's garbage, I intend to agree with him. I don't know. Uh, Eddie said that you might not care about what happened, but I do care. Well, of course you do. You're the aggrieved victim. You fucking mark. Oh my god. Thorpe said he wasn't pinned last week because the referee raised his hand, because that's totally how matches work.
Mm-hmm.
Thorpe told Trick that he should be ashamed to be the champion. Okay. Trick said that he shouldn't have beaten him clean. Or Trick said that he should have beaten him clean. Oba told Trick he'll only remain champion for 2 more weeks until New Year's Evil. Thorpe said that he has something to settle with Trick, so Oba will have to wait for it. Wow. Wow. Imagine having the audacity to tell the guy that won Iron fucking Survivor, wait your turn. And then imagine the double decker of audacity that it is when that man that you're telling it to is Oba
Opa
fucking
fucking Femi.
Femi.
Jesus
Bro,
Christ.
I wish this was on an Andre Chase talk show that was like a makeshift set of Chase U, because I'm pretty sure there would be a locker in it for Oba to stuff Eddie Thorpe in, because he's a fucking dweeb. Jesus Christ. Wait your turn. How about you wait your own fucking face until it gets good, you suck nut? Fuck.
That's a
I
one
hate everything so
sucking up. I like
much.
that.
Yeah, well, he is. His face looks like one. What the fuck, my guy? Get good. Difficulty level impossible, apparently.
Facts.
Christ.
Way to speak the truth to power, my friend.
I'm so angry about it, though. Like, I'm so angry. um, Trick told both of them to shut up. Okay, that's only half disrespectful, because nobody censors our God King like that. He's tired of hearing about the past and the future. Trick said they're going to make this a triple threat match. Of course. So, like, if we were doing heat, I want to check in with you, because I know I can be overboard, but I'm just being sincere. If this was old school 12 this would be a heat of the night for me. Because why
Yeah.
the fuck did Oba do Iron Survivor then?
Yep.
He earned a one-on-one title match. Fucking Thorpius admit. Okay. See, no, I'm not done being angry. Clearly, okay. Thorpius admitted as a character, "Oh, I lied to all of you. I faked my own assault." And then second of all, he's put his hands on Ava twice. Because like, or actually no, he put him on her once, but then after the whole double pin thing, he got up in her face. So Ava, as an authority figure, why are you rewarding this? Why are we doing this right now? Why are we entertaining that this little shit is anything close to a contender? And more importantly, even if he did have a legitimate axe to grind, he doesn't. Just keeping up that energy with Lexus King earlier.
Yeah.
Oba earned his fucking shot. he did the thing. Granted, he was the last entrant, so even if you don't want to say he didn't go the whole 25 minutes, he still won per the rules of the match. He got the fucking pins. He won the fucking thing. Okay? If if Thorpe didn't want Oba to get his match, then Thorpe should have just taken his spot and bet on himself to fucking win it. You didn't. You were a whiny little bitch bag. You didn't make the full opportunity. You didn't take full advantage of your opportunity, if I could speak, 'cause I'm so fucking angry. So yeah, you get in the back of the line, pipsqueak, because it's Obafemi's fucking turn. Like, I love Trick, so I don't want to make Trick collateral damage, but honestly, bro, I am so angry right now that I just want Oba to pin them both at New Year's Evil.
Yeah.
Just double pin, and then just making it undisputed. Like, I'm the champion. You fuck off. You can stay and finish your business because I really don't have a problem with you, and I wanted to run this one-on-one with you. And maybe if you want your rematch, we can do one-on-one that way. But you, Thorpeus, you can all the way fuck off. This is so asinine to me. This is such a waste of a great main event that you have here. And for what? So that we could stall frickin' Oba another time? That just to me is you're telling on yourself for poor fucking writing and you're using Thorpe as an excuse.
Exactly.
Fuck all the way off. You know, man, like, I don't know. Am I wait, what does he call his fans? Is it
Oba
it's the Oba
feminists?
feminist. Yeah, look, as a proud Oba feminist, I am tired of being aggrieved by the Thorpearchy. All right? It's a bunch of bullshit. Um
Love it.
so yeah, I love your face, bud, and I appreciate you for letting me go off. I'm guessing because you're in complete agreement with me, but you're far more sensible about it. I just think this is a bunch of
How
bullshit,
wait,
dude.
what makes you
Like,
think I'm more sensible about anything? What are you talking about?
I mean, yeah, when it comes to Obafemi, I don't know. You are very passionate.
I'm
Um,
living vicariously through your face right now. I need you to know that.
just dude, like I'm gonna try and do what I did earlier too with King and look at this objectively, and even objectively to me, like it makes no goddamn sense because the other thing is, it was a double pin. That is a draw. In the case of a draw, goes to the champion. Okay, got your shot. This is where I actually wish WWE was more like Stardom,
Dude, here's the
because
thing
Stardom
though.
will give a fuck.
There was no pin at all. That pin should have been completely invalidated because Thorpe had a foot under the ropes. And here's the thing: normally you would think, oh well, his foot was under the rope, so therefore only his pin would count. But no, if you have like a part of your body under or on or in the ropes at all, and you try and pin someone else, that pin gets invalidated too. It's the same fucking shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Any body part of either member of a pinfall being in the ropes invalidates that pin. So both halves of that double pin should have been completely invalidated. There shouldn't have been any pin. The match should have been thrown out completely.
Yeah, dude, I gotta. Oh man, I gotta tell you, my worst finish of the year on my year-end awards, it's still blank. You have no idea how tempted I've been just thinking about that fucking finish, just being like, could I
Yeah,
just slot that in there? But it's been a long year, and
it's
I'm
on
sure
my
there are
list. It's on
worse.
my list. I'll say that.
Yeah, but like, I was really looking at this, and I'm like, because I knew, and you and I both, because we're both handsome, and we're very keen insights for doing this for so many fucking years. We knew what was gonna happen. That's why we were so. We knew it's like, oh well, now New Year's Evil is ruined. And again, this is where I wish it was more like Stardom, because Stardom don't give a fuck. Oh, you didn't win, but you didn't lose either. Too bad. Back of the line. You're gonna have to earn it all the way over again. Sorry, suck less. And like, I've known the pain of that. Okay, and that's when people that I like straight up lose, let alone like go to a draw. But no, like Thorpe should have had to like earn something, do something. And here's the thing. Superlu, what you're saying is perfectly valid. I don't want to make it seem like I'm now turning my anger on you. What you're saying is completely correct. But here's the thing. I wanted Stand and Deliver to be Oba versus Javon because I thought that would be an amazing ultimate David versus Goliath, but actually talented and not like having to sell me like Mysterio versus Kali bullshit, like a genuine, real struggle with two quality workers. Now we're probably just going to do Oba Trick one on one, which won't be bad, but you should have just done it here. And like, God, I hope that I would have the same energy even if it was somebody that I like, because obviously I do not like Eddie Thorpe. But like, yeah, I feel like anybody, I'd be like, why are we doing this? Can it wait? Can it wait? So yeah, this sucked. I hated this, but I think it kind of broke down. Yeah, I'm reading here that it did broke down or did break down. See, I've broken my own language ability. I got so mad. Thorpe threw a punch, Trick ducked it. Thorpe hit Oba. Well, so you've chosen death, fuckwad. Oba ran the ropes, hit a running back elbow on both guys. Then he hit running uppercuts. So Femi just did what I'm hoping he does at New Year's Evil, and he fucking dominated. He hit a pop-up powerbomb on Trick. Thorpe escaped and he bailed. God, I swear. This is one more thing I need to say just to cover my bases. Bro, bro, if Thorpe fucking manages to win the fucking title,
Dude,
we need to rage together and then we need to hug together because we need to go through everything together because I you were gonna say something. What were you gonna say?
no. I said what I wanted to say. I just cut myself off because I'm going to be really angry, and I don't really know how to properly express my anger. So,
I am gonna tell you something. I love you enough that we will figure out how you do that together because I too will be so angry that I'm gonna need you because I can't remember the last time I was that mad because yeah, I've had my like disappointments. I'm
yeah.
probably gonna be disappointed at Rumble. I may be disappointed January 3rd, although that match is still gonna fucking slap though, so I don't even know if I'll be that mad. But like, this isn't even about me loving Oba. It's about me loving Oba, but you also opting for a shitter instead. And like that's
NXT's
worse to
been doing
me.
that a lot lately, haven't they?
Yeah,
Ethan
they
Page,
really, really
Lexis
have.
King.
Oh god. Oh god, don't tell me that Thorpius is the culmination of a trend. Oh god. Cause like, here's the thing, bro. If Trick would retain, I would be miffed, but I wouldn't be raging. I'd be like, okay, you should have given it to Oba, but it's Trick. I get it. Barely, but I get it. If you just jump the shark and you go all the way to fucking Thorpe, god damn it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they will, though. I'm just saying if they do, Ash and I are going to be very fucking angry. So I hope that they don't do that because the image to close NXT, and I kind of want to fap to it, but we're on the air, is Oba Femi looking at the NXT title and holding it in the air. And God, has that title never looked sexier. Fuck.
I mean, when you're right, you're right. I can't add anything to that.
And I say that as a man that once proselytized proudly for the Church of Adam Cole. Even he didn't make that title look that sexy because Obafemi reminded me, oh yeah, there was a height requirement. Fuck. Uh, so that giggle was precious. That was NXT. Um, and Super Blue just said he laughs his ass off, and you wonder why I harass LA Knight on a consistent basis. But that was NXT. And so yeah, that's it. Now I guess segueing. Did you do any extracurriculars this week?
No. But thank you
I
for
love that
asking.
you know what, you're welcome. Because the way you said it, it was almost like defiant, like I asked you to eat vegetables or something. But I will also
Holy
say,
shit.
oh,
Like you asked me to
yeah.
eat vegetables or something. Wow.
I mean, no, it was very much toddler and no, but also very cool and laid back, so it was perfect balance. So I too will try and match that energy. No. And so now, with that
Is that how
established,
you
we can
perceive
open up
me? Damn, I'm a little flustered now.
a little. So what? Calm and collected, but also defiant energy. Yeah, I mean, a little bit. We're gonna open up the forum for questions. Anybody has any questions about this week in the world of wrestling?
This week in the
Feel
world of
free
my
to ask me.
ass.
Oh, and Super Blue, just getting ahead of it. If you ask where was LA Knight on SmackDown, in catering where he belongs. So there,
Hell
I got
yeah.
ahead of it.
I love that you did that for us. Thank you.
Fucking stick ass.
Literally.
Or more pointedly, fucking stick in ass. All right. Caster sales. When do you think Pentagon will debut on WWE? Uh, I think
Rumble.
it'll debut on Netflix Raw. What do you think?
Rumble.
You think Rumble? I'm gonna go much earlier and say Netflix Raw. I think his debut is imminent because they're already airing vignettes apparently. So I don't think you're gonna wait all the way to Rumble with that. But then again, it is WWE
There you
and it
go.
is
You're
vignettes.
seeing the light. You're seeing what I see.
Seeing the light, he says. I'm still gonna stick with Netflix Raw, but I will concede I see your reason.
I would
I think that's a good
love it if
compromise.
you ended up being right about that. I would truly love it.
I mean, I love your face regardless, so it's okay. You've
Me,
got
you
nothing to lose here.
too.
Yeah. Um, so Super Blue. Do you? I don't know. Do you watch the ending of the final Rampage posted in the Discord?
I think
No. I tend
did
to ignore all
watch.
AEW context.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. So here's what happened, John. Here's what happened. I'll tell you right now.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
John Moxley went back into the fucking truck
Okay.
and harassed the people that were working there,
Yeah.
and the Death Riders basically destroyed all of the equipment that they were using to stay on the air. So in canon, the Death Riders are the reason that Rampage died.
That's ridiculous. That's my response to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Super Blue. Actually, no. Cash Sales again. The image of a pentagram coalesced during a Pentagon's vignette on Raw. What are your thoughts on that? Literally nothing. It's a pentagram. It's a shape. I don't know. We're doing shapes. I don't think that they're going to give
John
an
does
occult
love
gimmick to
math, so
Pentagon in
that
this.
geometry could come in handy.
What the fuck did you just say live on air? Oh my god, that you totally get that giggle from your mom. Oh my god, I heard your mom in that one. That was precious.
You literally hear my
Fuck.
mom in the background too.
Yeah, I heard it just now actually now. Yeah, don't you be spreading don't do that to me. Don't do that because like that would be like me saying, "Oh yeah, Ashton totally loves Charlotte and Natalia."
No, it's
Same
not the
energy.
same thing.
Yeah, it is. Mind your fucking face. Anyway, I
No,
don't have
you're
opinions on
mean.
it. It's a shape. Yeah, obviously. Do you have opinions on pentagrams?
Wait, what?
Do you have opinions on pentagrams?
I think they're pretty neat.
Yeah, I think you're pretty neat, even in spite of you slandering me like that. So now, next question. Super Blue. How does Andrade get a title match for LA Knight gets his rematch? It's called being talented. Maybe LA Knight should look it up. Next question.
He's incapable. What are you talking about?
You're so right. When it comes to talent, he's the biggest illiterate I've ever seen, so he can't look it up. Wouldn't even recognize it if he saw it. Castro Sales, do you think Ava will eventually unleash Hikuleo on Thorpe? I would cackle, but I'm going to say no. Do you have opinions on that? Because Hikuleo is signed to WWE now, isn't
He
he?
is, I believe so, yeah, but that doesn't mean that he's necessarily like canonically related to Ava though.
Yeah, but WWE might ham-fist at that. I see where Castor's coming from, however loosely, but yeah, I'm still gonna say no.
That would be hilarious though. Even if it wasn't necessarily Ava doing it, if it was just like Dwayne sends him.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you fix this. How do you think AEW could use Ricochet heat to help draw in view? Ricochet drawing in viewers. Great joke, Super Blue. That was great. I don't
Damn,
think
it's
they
been a
can.
while since Super Blues told a joke that good.
I know, dude. That was ace. Something Ricochet will never be in any company unless he veils face. Oh my god, there it is. That was Lucha Underground. You'll be ace when you veil face. Okay, because he's squeaky like a little bitch like that. So yeah, like, yeah, he ain't veiling face. He ain't doing shit. So that's my answer to that. Fuck Ricochet,
I
bro.
love that
That
you
guy
gave
that
him a
roasted,
squeaky voice and everything. That's so historically accurate.
yeah, that guy on X that roasted his ass. Fuck. Give him what Ricochet is being paid in AEW. I'd listen to that guy on a mic if he's that good. If he's as good on the mic as he is on X, absolutely.
Bro, I think Ricochet's face might have melted after that burn.
Dude, he's still gonna tweet though. Like, it's not having it's the shamelessness for me, because it's like if I was Ricochet, which thank fuck I'm not.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, yeah, like oh, which speaking of, that's another thing on SmackDown. Austin Theory did stuff, and Grayson Waller at one point tried to motivate him, being like, "You're Austin Theory, come on," which has got to be the least motivating thing I've ever heard.
Why would anyone ever want to hear those words? You're Austin
Dude, I'm
Theory.
saying.
Why?
Yeah, it's like if you were Austin Theory, which I would never wish that on you ever.
Thank
Jesus
you.
Christ.
Oh my god.
And I
You're
would be
being so
like,
nice
"Oh,
to
you're
me today.
Austin." And I would be like, "You're Austin Theory. Come on." The Ashton consciousness in the Austin Theory vessel would want to kill himself. because it'd be like, oh my god, I'm trapped in Austin Theory. Like,
I'd be
why
like
can't I
Bandit
die?
Keith in the Yu-Gi-Oh season 0. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, that season was delicious. All right, Super Bowl again. Do you think King will forfeit the cup next week when he learns the truth? No, probably not, because he should have learned the truth before he opened his fucking mouth backstage with Sarah Schreiber. And he was kind of boasting about his wins. So no, I don't think he's doing shit. Although I don't know. Sometimes characters are more dense than they should be. Maybe Super Blue. Just given that he does want to do things the right way, I'll give your question a sincere maybe. But he should have already learned about it and then maybe looked at the cup with a conflicted look on his face to kind of build to that next week. And they did none of that according to the recap that I read. So I'm just going to say no. You think he forfeits it next week and still tries to be a better man, or you think he's just going to
You
hold on to it? Because,
know,
like,
I
why not?
really hope he does. That would make me believe that he really wants to be a good guy.
Ah, interesting. Yeah. And plus, it would probably go back to Dempsey, which would be a win for both of us. So
Precisely.
yeah. Next question. Should actually turn on live chat just in case I'm missing anything. I've had top chat on
You're
this whole
missing
time.
everything.
Oh my god, I knew it. Why am I such a failure?
Of
Oh
course I knew it,
god.
goofball.
Oh, thank god. Why would you let me spiral for those 2 seconds?
I
What the
didn't think you
hell?
were going to spiral over that. Jesus Christ.
You know, that is a very fair assumption, actually. I'm deeply unhealthy, and that's nothing to do with you. I apologize. I put too much on you there. All right. Doesn't seem like any questions, so going once,
Yay!
going twice. Closing the gate. We're done. Any questions that come in, you're too late. What? No, no, too. Fine, I'll answer this one. Who do you think will make the finals in the Intercontinental Tournament? I think it'll just be like maybe Lyra versus Dakota. So
I sure hope
yeah,
so.
yeah, I'm gonna say Lyra Dakota. Are you just gonna co-sign on that?
Yes.
Okay, now I am closing the gate though, because getting late and we have lives to live, all of us. So high spots and low shots. Um, Fuck. You know what? I want to say, just in the sense of injustice and being rightfully aggrieved, Thorpius, my low shot is fucking Obafemi. Because his rightfully earned one-on-one title match now just got another person added to it, which hurts the math. Now, I know what everybody's thinking, correctly, I might add, that Obafemi's greatness transcends mathematics, but that doesn't make it any more okay. So I'm going to say Obafemi's my low shot because even though he stood tall, he still, in my mind, got fucking screwed. And this is a real injustice, Thorpius. So that's my low shot. Who's your low shot?
Um. Hmm. I think. Hmm. My low shot. Man, that's a good question. I haven't thought about this nearly enough,
It's
clearly.
okay, friend.
No, no, it's not. It's not. I. Hmm. I know
I
who
just have to
I
say,
know who
you're
my low shot is. It's Los Garças because they got framed and then they got the shit beat out of them and they lost to the Street Profits.
See, this is why I'm okay when you need to deliberate because you always come up with a great answer. I'm proud of you
Thank
for
you.
that one. Also, side note, and I might be, might be using up my rope a little much here, but your hymns are adorable. They make me think of the villager sound in Minecraft. So, like, there you go.
Hmm.
Little fun thing there. Yeah, there it is. There it is. So yeah, high spot. You know what? I'm gonna end on a good note because I like feeling good and I like liking things when I feel like I
Boston
can
makes me
legitimately and not
feel
force it.
good.
Exactly. I don't want to force it because toxic positive people are fucking gross. But this I can be genuinely positive about. My high spot is Kevin Owens. I was gonna say something else, but I stopped myself because I'm like, Kevin had a really good week. He got his rematch and he punked out Cody again, and he low-key punked out Aldis. And Aldis apparently has said that he wants to compete again. I would not mind if his return match was fucking Kevin Owens. I mean, he is that dependable fucking hand in the company. I mean, just ask Stone Cold, right? So I'd even be interested if him getting physical with Aldis because he shoved Aldis into Cody would lead to Aldis wanting to get back in the ring against KO. Because what better opponent could you have to ease your way back into the ring? Yeah, Kevin Owens for being a company guy, for being on top of his fucking game, and for just winning as a character in his segment this week. He's my high spot. So who's your high spot?
I love that. I love that. My high spot is going to be um hmm.
Yeah,
Did I just pop you with my again?
you did. You did.
Nice. Totally unintentional, by the way.
Nice.
Andrade,
Yeah.
because he's facing Nakamura next week, and we found that out this week.
You know what? Because you didn't give, I wanted to leave it open to you, and I didn't want to like monopolize everything. I will just say too, honorary high spot for me, who was going to be my original high spot until I remembered how fucking great Kevin Owens was this week. OTM, because I want to
Oh
really
yeah,
just
that's
say,
a
like,
great.
I'm
Yeah,
really
that's a great
happy.
pick.
I'm really happy they won what seemed like a fun four-way based on the highlights I saw. And they're number one contenders. And honestly, I'm hoping they could just win the titles, but at least they got the title match. So pretty fun, cool. I'm guessing that's gonna happen at New Year's Evil. So let's just hope we just fucking upgrade to start the new year. So that is that. You already gave your high spot. I'm not gonna make the silly mistake that I made last week when I was utterly delirious. I know you gave your high spot. It's all good. So with that said,
That was
this has been
adorable
the week.
last week, though. By the way,
Oh, I appreciate you. Thanks. Super Blue, but he didn't do anything. Oh yeah, I certainly consider not getting what you want, or excuse me, I certainly would consider getting what you want and then stomping on the champion's goddamn neck and using the boss as a human meat shield is
oh no,
not
I'm pretty
doing
sure he's
anything.
talking
Yeah.
about Andrade because Andrade didn't do anything, but
Oh,
he's
oh,
getting
okay.
he's getting a match against the Intercontinental Champion next week. Like that announcement happened this week.
Yeah, and I mean, it's our show. This is where having the power is so delicious.
Also, he got to speak
Oh,
truth. He got to speak truth.
yes, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Um, so yeah, with that said, this has been the weekend review. This has been TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans by wrestling fans on the web today. I'm John. That's my corner commentary, Ashton. I gotta say, it feels so good to do this outro. We really didn't have another hiccup when we switched to Discord, so I'm gonna pat myself on the back for having the idea.
Hell yeah, you
God,
deserve that. You
I'm
deserve
s-
that
I'm
bat
s-
pat.
I'm so handsome and delicious, allegedly. All right,
Allegedly,
so
who the fuck said allegedly?
I haven't been eaten
I'm
by
upset
cannibals, so
now.
I haven't been eaten by cannibals, so I can only assume that I'm delicious. But
Deliciousness does
yes,
not have to be exclusively about taste.
I think you just changed my fucking life. And so leave a like as you file out. Subscribe, click the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss any of that 12 goodness. Check out everything we're involved in the description box. Follow us on Blue Sky and Twitch. And yeah, guys, no recording Sunday. I think we confirmed on Monday because you looked at Monday Gold and you learned right that nothing was happening. So we're good Monday. Monday we're off, right? I
Yeah,
just want to
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
triple check with you
yeah,
one last
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Excellent. Which means it's here. It's now. All roads lead to year-end awards. I've got 20 categories left to fill in. I know what a good part of my Sunday is going to be spent doing tomorrow. I don't know how many categories you have left, Ashton, but I don't think you're done, right? Because I think you would have told me if you were.
No, I'm
So
not
we
done.
both
Absolutely the fuck not.
so we both have got some stuff to do. And look, if I'm being honest with myself, I'll probably also use part of Monday to fill some stuff in because I might be that'll be
But
the
we don't go
stage,
live
bro.
till Tuesday, so we have even Tuesday to
That
do.
yeah, we even have Tuesday to do it. I just know that for me, the next stage is okay, now you filled the stuff out. Now what are you fighting yourself about that you filled in? And that's gonna be the whole other struggle now. But yeah, Tuesday at 8, guys, year-end awards. And I'll say after this experience, bro, if you notice that I'm hiccuping a lot on Facebook, we ain't even gonna fucking wait. I don't even want to three strikes it. We'll just do Discord again. Because it's gonna be 4.5 hours, guys. And 4.5 hours of hiccups and shit, I will throw myself out of this one story window and sprain my ankle.
No.
So so we want to put that all together. So let's just hope everything goes well. But yeah, just to say, guys, Tuesday at 8, cancel your plans. If Bay is like, my parents aren't home, be like, I can't. there's TwitWoW. But then if she's like, I'm already streaming TwitWoW on the big screen, which really shouldn't matter because it's audio, then you can race the fuck over and know that she's a keeper.
I'm
But yeah,
streaming
I mean,
TwitWoW on the soundbar. Ooh.
ooh, can you imagine us in high audio quality in another ear? Ooh,
Oh.
but yes, all of the saying in complete seriousness, it is a longer commentary. So for those of you that are able to stick it out with us, you the fucking real ones. For those of you that may want to dip in and out because maybe you have categories that you're really excited to hear us talk about, I get it. I get it. In fact, I don't even know if it would help because I feel like you've done this in past years, right? Where you post a blank like spreadsheet in the description just so they could kind of follow along. Maybe I don't know if they would like that,
Oh yeah,
just
I
to know
mean
what
the
category we're on
spreadsheet I've already posted it
in the
in the
Discord, right?
Discord. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys would just use that as a rubric to know what categories, like, because we start with the worst. That's why it's deliberately structured that way. We start with the worst and we end with the best. So if you're just like, man, I don't need this negativity. I'm gonna watch the next episode or whatever. And, I get it. But if you're here for the positivity, then you tune back in. However you want to watch this, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So get ready for it. Because Tuesday we go out with a
Get
bang,
excited.
ringing in 2025. Exactly. Get excited because we're ringing in 2025 the right way, looking at 2024 and looking ahead 2025. So with that said, guys, look, have a beautiful weekend, right? Have fun, laugh loud, do whatever the fuck you want. Get all you need done, get all that fun and everything done. Get a list done if you want to kind of join us and kind of match our energy. Because Tuesday, it's all going down. Not like Flow Rider going down for real, although I do like that track, but it is going
The only reason
down.
that I like that song is because it was on like a SummerSlam soundtrack. I think
Yes, yes, it was. I think it was the bumper for like Cena Brock. And like, well, really just all the promo bumpers for that SummerSlam that year.
that
So,
was the fucking
with that,
Suplex
guys,
City year too, wasn't it?
yeah, when he fucking squashed Cena and Cena was like, "Oh no, my superpowers." Yeah, it was rough for him that year. And then the next night on Raw, he just squashed the fucking Wyatt family and was like, "Coming for you, Brock," and like we gave a fuck. But yeah, guys, that's the next big recording, and then ahead of that, it's just whenever we can do the Mario Gold show from January 3rd. I am so fucking psyched for that main event now. Holy shit, I was already at like a 9 out of 10. I think I'm at like a 15 out of 10 now. I am so ready.
Nice.
But yeah, it's going to be great, guys. So until then, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Tune in. Peace out.